Welcome to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to diffuse your curly hair with high heat and high speed and not causing any damage to your hair. This is a technique that I have used for several years. I've already filmed the portion where I dried my hair. These are the results. The rest of the video is going to be me showing you how to diffuse it while doing a voiceover. So without any more rambling, let's get started. Okay, so I'm just showing you my blow dryer, which is really old, and then the diffuser that I use. This one's from Amazon and pretty recent. I will go ahead and put a link in the description to that. And then here I am showing you that I'm putting it on high heat and high speed. And I just noticed that there's some weird white marks on my blow dryer. Like I said, it's old. And I'm just gonna go ahead and flip my head upside down, and I start by hover diffusing my hair. And the way that you avoid damage from heat with blow drying like this is, first of all, you've got the diffuser on there, and that spreads the air out so it's not highly concentrated and it diffuses it. The other thing that I do to avoid heat is what you see here. I'm hovering, so I'm not putting it too close to my hair while it's still really wet. And then I'm also moving it around. This way I'm not building up a lot of heat in any one area, and the blow dryer is further away so it's not as hot, because while you still have all of that hair in there, if you heat your hair up to boiling or close to it or at boiling point, that's when you start seeing heat damage, because as water gets hot, it expands, which then swells your hair shaft, lifts the cuticle. The steam as it escapes will punch holes in your hair. So that's something that you definitely don't want, and that's something that can be avoided. So you don't have to avoid using high heat in order to dry your hair. You just have to be careful and mindful of how you're doing it. And one of the ways is by doing what I'm doing here, where I keep the dryer away and move it around frequently. What I'm trying to do is develop a good hard cast on my hair before I start getting in there a little bit closer and moving it around a little bit more. So what I'm doing here is I'm just very gently cupping my hair. My hand is flat for the most part. I'm not really scrunching. I'm just pushing up on it to get the weight off of my hair, because my hair is very heavy to begin with. And then with all that water in it, it gets even more weighed down and stretches out my curls. And that's what I'm trying to avoid by diffusing in the first place. So now I'm flipping my hair around so that I can dry it all over to kind of get some volume. Well, to get it dry everywhere to begin with, and then also to help get some volume. So you'll see me flipping my hair back and forth from side to side, and mostly I will be focusing on the roots and then my mid-lengths, because those take the longest to dry. Diffusing my hair on high heat and high speed like this gets it done in 20-ish minutes, kind of depending. At this point, I know I've got a pretty decent cast starting. The products that I used on my hair were Kinky Curly Curling Custard, and then up near my roots, in order to get a little bit of volume, I used some of Ouidad's Playcurl Volumizing Mousse, I believe is what it's called. I'll link those down below in the description box as well if you're interested in those. I love the Kinky Curly Curling Custard. As you can see while you're watching this, I've got great shine, and it gives me great definition. The clip in the beginning was the results from this wash day and diffuse, and my hair was nice and shiny. My curls look amazing, and yeah, it's really good stuff. I'm very happy with it. So now I'm bringing the diffuser closer in so I can really get at those roots and get everything nice and dry. And my hair is getting more and more dry. I don't do this until it is getting more and more dry. But as it's getting more dry, and as I have more of a cast forming, I do start bringing the diffuser closer, and I start moving my hair a little bit more, and then I will at some point here pretty soon start putting my hair all in the bowl. I don't do it right away at the beginning because I don't want to disturb my curl pattern. I want it to form how it's going to form, which is why I only kind of cup and lift my hair. I don't really scrunch it in the beginning. I just kind of do that lift just to take the weight off of it, but I don't want to scrunch to start with or put it in the bowl and have it disrupt the curl pattern. So one of the things I like to do is lift up on my hair with my hand right near the bowl and aim the like right what I'm doing right there, and aim the air directly at it just to focus on those ends. And I'm just continuing on with the same thing, putting the diffuser in the hair at my mid-lengths, trying to get them completely dry, putting all of my hair in and bringing it up. At this point my hair is getting quite dry. It doesn't really look like it because it's in that really hard gel cast. And I've also sped this up so it looks more aggressive than it actually is. Because you'll see when I get done, or even when you're looking at it right now, it's also not creating a whole lot of frizz. It's going to create some because you're diffusing it, the air is moving it around a little bit, as opposed to just leaving it sit there and air dry. So it does create a little bit of frizz, but I also like that it creates a bit more volume than letting it air dry as well. I also like I aim for drying my hair to about 85 to 95% dry. However, because of the heat of the dryer and that my hair feels hot when I'm done, I think it's more dry than what it is. So then when it cools down, I realize that it's actually more like 75 to 80% dry, which is fine. Most of the time I just let it air dry from that point on. But if I do need to be somewhere and I don't want to walk out with it still wet, or I want to be able to scrunch out the crunch, then I'll just go ahead and finish diffusing it. But most of the time I just don't bother. I let it air dry while I walk around and do other things, or I get some work done or whatever. And then when it's completely dry, I will scrunch out the crunch. In this video, there was a little bit of time in between when I finished and when I came back on to scrunch out the crunch, which I also show you at the end of the video here. If I remember correctly, I used some Verb Ghost Oil to scrunch out the crunch. And I think we're getting pretty close to the end here. Yep, end. Okay, so here we are with the Verb Ghost Oil. I am going to use this to scrunch out the crunch, just one drop, and then I'm going to spread it evenly between my hands. And then I'm going to go ahead and smooth it over my hair. This actually looks a bit more aggressive than what it really is. And once I have that smoothed over my hair and I still have only a very small amount of the oil left in my hands, I'm going to start scrunching. The Kinky Curly Curling Custard has, and I'm speeding up the video, I'm not going absolutely nuts on my hair here. We just didn't need to sit and watch me scrunching my hair for forever. The Kinky Curly Curling Custard has a very hard cast and it takes a little while to scrunch out. So we'll just keep going here and we should be nearing the end. There we go. If you enjoyed this video, be sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that notification bell. Thanks for watching.